Sup guys, this is Heat King here bringing you a movie review. So, I finally got to watch Suicide Squad, and it was the extended edition as well. So, this is my review on my first time watching the Suicide Squad movie, and it being a review on the extended cut that we ended up getting. And what are my overall thoughts on it? Well, I guess I have to do a little bit of a quickie history here. First of all, Batman vs Superman, the theatrical cut, in my opinion, was a pile of shit. And if you see my review for that, and to be honest, I can understand if you didn't bother watching it. Honestly, the first part 1 of that review is all you really need to see to get my overall thoughts on it. But yeah, I hated it. The Ultimate Cut, on the other hand, in my opinion, elevated that movie from a pile of crap to an actual decent, watchable movie that kind of answers every single little plot hole in it and develops a lot of the characters in a big way. So that was an extended cut of a movie that improved the theatrical cut in a lot of ways and made it into a better film. Maybe not great, there are still flaws, but in the end it made it better, and it made me sit down and acknowledge it as a decent, better sequel to Man of Steel. Now, Suicide Squad, on the other hand, I already know what a lot of the scenes are that have been put in, and I know a lot of the scenes that still haven't been put in, and that's my biggest problem with this movie. There's a lot of stuff that's still cut out. And you can tell, I mean, when you watch the TV spots and the trailers, you can tell there's a lot of shit in there that's not in this movie. And for something that's meant to be an extended cut, it doesn't really elevate this film any further. I mean, did I enjoy it at least? Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed it. I actually had a good time with this movie. My problem with this film, however, is the fact that there's a lot of characters that aren't developed well. And I think the biggest problem with that is because there's just too many damn characters in this movie. You've got Deadshot, you've got Harley Quinn, you've got Killer Croc, you've got El Diablo, Captain Boomerang, Captain Flag, the Enchantress as a villain, her brother Ichabus, Amanda Waller as the sort of mastermind, secondary antagonist, Joker, for Christ's sake. Who else? Slipknot or whatever, Slip Hook or whatever the hell you call it, Kitara. And then, not to mention Clint Eastwood's son as well. You got tons of fucking characters in this film, and it's just overwhelming. I mean, the concept of it and the idea behind it is all good and that, but the execution is terrible. And the sad part is, the actors playing these characters are probably some of the best actors I've seen in a comic book film, and they don't really get a lot of moments to shine. There are some good, decent scenes in this. There are some good, in particular, funny moments as well, especially regarding Killer Croc and Captain Boomerang. I mean, I think Jay Courtney as Captain Boomerang might be his best role ever. I mean, this dude is a shitty action hero, but like he pulls off the psychotic, comedic, villain dude off really well, and I really wanted to see more of him. But his overall character is pointless in this movie. Him and Kitara contribute nothing to this movie. And now people are going to be arguing like, well, he did trick Slipknot into blowing himself up. Yeah, but you could have just had Harley or someone else do that. You didn't have to necessarily be him. He threw the batarang that showed, the boomerang that showed the layout of the subway station. Yeah, again, you could have had Rick Flag or someone else do that. It didn't have to necessarily be him. Overall, he's a pointless character. And Kitara is pointless as well. The whole, oh, her sword will seal your soul in it forever. It's like, well, we never really get to see that. So what the hell is the point of even bringing that up, right? And Harley Quinn and Joker. Okay, first of all, Harley Quinn, I thought she was going to be annoying in this film. The actress that plays Margarita Robbie, I think. Oh god, I said it wrong, didn't I? She was good. I actually, surprisingly, she was a standout. She played the role very, very well, and I liked it. Maybe not the stuff she was wearing. She does come across as a bit slutty, which is surprising for me because I usually am into that stuff. But I just didn't like the look of some of the characters here. So yeah, that didn't really work for me. The majority of scenes that are added in are to do with her character, and on one hand, it's nice to see those moments, especially more with Jared Leto's Joker. But in the end, it doesn't really improve this film that much. Because a lot of characters still don't get their moments. I mean, I would have liked to see a bit more of Killer Croc and El Diablo, especially. I mean, El Diablo, I feel is like a waste of time. Like, not a waste of time, but more along the lines of that his character progression isn't really done really well. I mean, this is a dude who doesn't want to use his powers anymore, right? So we get the first action sequence of the film, and he doesn't use his powers. The second sequence we get, he does. And then we get his whole backstory there, like really near that part. And at the end, he's willing to give his life to save, and I quote, I lost one family, I'm not going to let another one die. And it's like, you hardly know these people that you want to give your life for them. The whole, these guys coming together and working as a team, just kind of, it feels unearned, and it feels forced, if that makes sense. And again, I think that's really to do with the fact that there's just way too many characters in this film. I mean, Harley Quinn is done right. Will Smith, yeah, he does a decent job actually. I liked him as Deadshot. I just would have preferred for him to wear the mask a bit more. Best moment, I think, is when Harley Quinn calls him a pussy. And while he's wearing the mask, he just turns to her and he's like, I will knock you out. Like, I don't care you're a girl. Like, I will knock you out. I just thought the speed of the reaction of the way that was done, I thought that was just great. And it's like, it would have worked with Will Smith under that mask. He didn't have to not wear the mask, you know what I mean? But like I said, all the actors do a decent job. With the exception of maybe the one that plays the Enchantress. I mean, I think she's a shitty villain, to be honest. Like, it started off interesting at first, but by the end you're just like, no, this really doesn't work. And the whole sexy dance thing is like, no. No, no, no. I mean, this should have been... And at first, she is kind of a creepy character, but then at the end, it's like, no, she's more like trying to seduce you, and it doesn't really work. And the less said about Incubus or whatever, the better, because that was just... What the hell was that? Oh god, Joker. Joker is a waste in this movie. Why the hell was he in this? He did not have... Jared Leto, don't get me wrong, I think he did a decent job, but when it comes to comparing him and Heath Ledger wins by a mile. I mean, for me, that is my definite Joker. Like, that's the Joker done right. And Jared Leto, in my opinion, just did not have enough material to work with. And it's a bloody shame, because this movie, it's fun to watch, and it's decent at best, but it's so flawed as well. Like, you watch this and you want to like it, but the flaws stop you from enjoying this overall, and it's like, oh my god, like, how could they get it so wrong? I mean, such a good cast, and good character moments as well, but like, overall, it just feels way too small and too late. And it's like, oh, they could have done it so much better. And I guess that's to do with all the edits and the reshoots and the recuts and the script changes. Like, you can tell this movie was messed up in the editing department. Like, it's so obvious that it's embarrassing. And action-wise, the action isn't all that spectacular, to be honest. It's like, yeah, whatever. But in the end of the day, you want to watch this movie for the characters, and you don't get a lot of time to spend with these characters. Like, in my opinion... This movie should have just focused on Harley Quinn, Deadshot, like it already does, and had Killer Croc and El Diablo as the two other secondary characters with Rick Flag. I mean, I think those three characters are already done right. Rick Flag, Deadshot, and Harley Quinn. And Killer Croc does get his moments here and there a little bit, especially in the extended cut, just slightly, along with El Diablo, but I think that's it. They shouldn't have put in Katara, they shouldn't have put in Captain Boomerang, because those two are essentially useless and don't do shit or contribute anything at all in the film. And yeah, Slipknot to die as the red shirt in order to prove what the microchip bombs can do. Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, it should have just been those 5 or 4. Enchantress, in my opinion, should have been there from the beginning and betrayed the group. And Joker should have had more of a bigger role in the final, because he just comes and disappears. I know there was a whole ending with his character at the end that was supposed to be there, but they cut it out. Which is a shame, because I was looking forward to that scene, and it wasn't there, and I was like, really? Like, come on. Come on, what's with the... and the whole feminist angle as well, like, you can tell they changed a lot of stuff, like, Harley Quinn and Joker are meant to have an abusive relationship, and I just didn't get that here. And the extended stuff that's in there, it doesn't help me understand why she likes the Joker, and why he would accept her in the end. I just don't get that, so... What? 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 That's the DC's biggest problem. They don't know how to... All they do, and the studio cuts it up, messes up. And I think, honestly, this was a problem to do with the studio. So, overall, is it an overall decent film? Yeah, I would say give it a watch. It's not the end of the world. but this could have been a much better movie if the editing had been done right, in my opinion, if more thought had been put in the script. And if it was put in, good God, you should have just kept those moments. I mean, for a film called The Extended Cut, it doesn't really do that much to improve what is essentially already a flawed, very messed up film. Like, the pacing and the editing is all over the place in this, and it could have been a better ride. It could have been a better ride, but sadly, this is not the comic book movie of the year that we were hoping for. What a waste. What a tragic, bloody waste. Oh, and not to mention the pop songs. Like, those were really annoying, actually. I mean, I feel like they were trying to copy Guardians of the Galaxy here at times, and it just didn't work. And that's the biggest problem of DC. They want to be Marvel so badly that they can't get it through their heads that they should just stop trying to be someone they're not and just be their own thing. And that's what's hurting it. That's what's hurting it in the end. Like, they need to stop with that shit and just be themselves and do what they can do, what they got. Like, because it's just insulting at this point. We're 2-3 movies in the DC universe, and it doesn't look like it's going to get any better. Maybe Wonder Woman will change that, maybe Justice League will change that, but I don't see that happening. I just don't, so bad loss on them. Overall, I'll give this film a 6.5 out of 10. That's the score I will give it. And yeah, it is a decent watch. The characters of Harley Quinn, Deadshot certainly steal the show, and the character directions are good, but overall, it is a hot damn mess. But maybe slightly better than the theatrical cut of Batman vs Superman. I'll give it that. As always, guys, like and subscribe, and I shall see you when I shall see you. Take care, and bye.